What up, fam?
TK, what's the deal?
Nothing much. Excuse me, I'm a little rusty voice. This brother working hard, kind of tired.
Understandable.
Yeah, so I was reading your thing. So you got a new baby on the way, huh?
I do, man. I do. I know. I sent you a message probably about a year ago, and I since deleted my IG, my Instagram. Right. So yeah, I got a baby due any day now. So obviously.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Why did you delete your Instagram and IG?
I mean, I just, right now my business doesn't, as far as what I do for a living, I'm not on Instagram right now. It doesn't bring any value to me right now. So
okay, just curious.
Yeah. So maybe I'll come back with it at some point, but just for right now, it's just no value.
Yeah, it's no point. I just want to maybe it was other reasons, but that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just trying to hone in and focus on my situation, and I really don't. Want to be looking down somebody's timeline for 45 minutes, looking at other people's lives. So I just really focus on my own situation right now.
Yeah, that's so true. So what did you want to know about the baby? What's going on?
Well, really, like I said before, I'm at a different point, of my relationship now. With my girl now. So obviously things have changed, so now I just kind of wanted to, obviously give you an overview of what was going on, and, maybe you can help me out with some advice as far as how to balance everything. And
okay, go ahead, I'm listening.
Okay, cool. So anyway, me and my girl been together for like a year and a half. We kind of were not on the best of terms in the beginning. I was kind of really just focused on my career and, actually really just taking your advice from the show, so really, just focused on my career, just focused on just trying to get myself in the best position as possible, and just really working. So, obviously it's hard to do that and build a relationship, with somebody at the same time. So, I made a decision that, I was going to kind of choose a career over her at that specific time. And, I just kind of followed my heart and kind of, went to focused in on working. And then, a couple of weeks later, I got the news.
Okay.
Right. So obviously I got the news. So we had a conversation and, I left it very open. I just said simply, hey, whatever decision you make, I'm here. And, I want to support you because she's a great person. It was just where I was at that. It was just where I was at that specific time. It's kind of like, but.
So the baby made you change your ways.
I think that the baby kind of, I think maybe it kind of made it, and this might sound crazy to where I feel like, okay, she's already a good person anyway. So I feel like the baby kind of made me say like, okay, I'm meant to be with her in a sense. If I'm making sense?
That sounds like a dumb making sense, but it's okay. Go ahead. Because you had a baby. You didn't want to take the condom off, nigga, but go ahead.
Right. So what I'm saying is like I'm not gonna try to say, oh, I'm just because that's not the case. I love her, but at the same time, like I was just focused on other things. My whole my life for the most part is just been based off of me kind of putting my emotions to the side and just handling my business. So I've always been like that kind of a loner in a sense. So when that came along, I just started having different visions, and you make emotional decisions and shit like that. So
true.
So I made a decision to just basically say, hey, let's whatever the case. I made a decision from that day on to just continue to build. Right, I knew shit wasn't gonna be perfect. Obviously dealing with women and they, the way they feel today and tomorrow, and all that changes. So, really what I'm just trying to do is just, really just find some balance between, still.
Okay, no disrespect. You're talking in circles now. You're repeating the same thing, but differently every time you repeat it. So what is it you're looking for? What's the balance?
Just learning how to, how can I put my, family and, balance everything at home and
now. So y'all live together now?
Correct. Yeah, we do live together now.
Okay, cool. Okay, so she's not working?
No, at this point she's not working because obviously she's due any day. So
right. So there's no problems at home.
Little communication issues here and there, but for the most. just I can't really. It's just women and their mood swings. I think we have a good, respectable relationship, but it's just she has another child as well, so shit don't go perfect with the other gentleman, which I try to stay out of that completely. But
that's smart. Stay out of it.
Yeah, if things don't go well with that situation or whatever, it's just the up and down emotions, and then we was we kind of having the marriage conversation and all that. So it's just
Does she want to get married?
Does she? Yeah, she does.
Okay, but you don't.
I ain't gonna say I don't. I'm just like a lot of times, and I don't know if I'm like making up an excuse, but I love her. I don't see myself.
I get it. You can talk real with me, fam. Talk. I need you to talk. Let me say something to you. When you talk about marriage and children, you talk to me, you have to be brutally honest because we're talking about a life-changing event.
Right. So to answer your question, So to answer your question, I do want to marry her, but it's like I don't know if I'm ready to do it tomorrow.
Okay.
You get what I mean? So it's kind of like, and this is just my observation, though. Sometimes I feel like women just want to get married, kind of for that. Not saying she don't love me, but women want to get married for that title, and just people can say, oh, she's married, she's happy, and all that shit. But me, I just look at it completely different to where I feel like marriage is not only I just feel like it's a different level of commitment that I would have to make. Doesn't mean I'm not willing to do it. However, it's just kind of like, am I mentally ready to where in a year I won't say, fuck it, I'm out of here. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like.
Because it all depends on, some women, when they get married, want to be known, right? There's someone, oh, you keep me a secret, don't nobody know about me. Bitch, who do you want me to tell?
Right.
Like, do you want me to have a press conference? Do you want me to go on top of the world, just shout it out? And those type of women will run a real nigga away because
I agree with you 100%. But in some cases, I feel like women can't do that all the time, right? They can do it for a day or two.
Yeah.
But, the next day it's kind of like. Exactly. Right. So I think that's where I'm at too, is to where like, okay, I want to, I did make a decision to do something, within the last couple of weeks that have changed since I think you the first Instagram post. But again, I just wanted to be, I wanted to be right. I mean, you hear all these different stories, and I'm getting we can
let me talk because you talk to hear yourself talk. So now let me talk.
Okay.
I just wanted to let you talk because you're venting. I like for people to vent, but now you got to let me talk.
Okay.
So the marriage thing is so many levels. Is based on where your mindset of your girl. Some women want to have a big wedding, right? And they don't know how much of a strain and pain it puts on whoever is footing the bill. Because if you do your research in anything in life, you do your research on marriages, people who have big weddings never last. Never.
Right.
It's a high percentage of divorce. Then, like you say, you have women who want to be known because they want to brag to their family members and friends and people who don't know, but they setting themselves up for failure. Setting yourself up for failure is the more people you tell, the more people you brag about. If it doesn't work out a year and a half, depending on the guy, depending on the girl, the hell you're going to pay when it doesn't work out. A man or female, depending on who they are, can't handle the pain. Because, see, people are brutal today. People will clown so bad. Some celebrities put their babies on Instagram, and people are like, that's an ugly damn baby. Like, people would never say no shit like that back in the day.
It's no filter.
No filter. So when you're older, you have more wisdom than a person. Sometimes a female or the man doesn't take that into consideration. I mean, your money got to be right. To be mad, just to take pressure off you. Like, say you don't work out, she's not working, do you have enough paper to set up until she get on her feet? Do you have enough paper to get you another spot, and both y'all go your separate ways? Because if not, there's a lot of people who listen to the show right now live with somebody that they don't like. They used to fuck, used to be married to, but because their money's not right, they got to be roommates.
They got to live with them. Right.
They got to live with them. Sometimes it gets so cold and they become really such good buddies, they bring other motherfuckers that they see into the house that they kicking it at, yo.
Wow.
Oh, it's so many levels to what you're saying. So that's why I'm going to give you all the options so you could best know. At least you heard it. At least you could play this back one day, and to other people that could play it back and make these. Because I'm not trying to discourage. One thing I'm not trying to do is discourage you not to get married.
Right.
What I want you to know is what your options are if you decide to get married. Because she's going to want to get married. Then you put yourself in a crazy situation as a man. Because now you got to help out with the other baby.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So you got to take care of the new baby that's coming in. And you got to take care of the other man's child. Because it's a package deal.
Of course, right.
You know? So you have to deal with that and whatever BS goes with that, or how crazy this man is. Mm-hmm. You got to deal with that. So these are things that you got to deal with, fam. These are things that you got to deal with. Let me tell you what I want you to do with your child, though. Most parents have a kid and not think about one day that kid is going to be 18 or 21 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want you to do every month, I want you to open up another account in your name because the baby's too young to have it in his or her name. Mm-hmm. And I want you to put 150, whatever you can, for 21 years. Never touch that account. Mm-hmm. And when your child turns 21 and want to get their own apartment, a place to live, they get a check when they get ready to move out. So they're not behind the 8 ball. See, most parents will let a child grow up their whole fucking life, get 18, and tell the kid, oh, you got to go to work because you're grown so you can start living your own place. Well, guess what? Your kid has an 18-year late start compared to families that know. Mm-hmm. Every child that leaves their parents' house at 21 should have a check so they can buy a house. Mm-hmm. That's something you definitely got to do. So when your kid makes that move at 21 or whatever they get ready to leave, savings along with life insurance, you know, make your kid a beneficiary of your life insurance, put her mom down on the will or whatever you want to do and have that structured for your kids. Like there's so many men that have children and they wait about their life insurance and never get it. And then the girl and the kid got to suffer for the rest of their damn life because dad was out partying, drinking, and never took the time to sign the papers. And all you got to do, you could go on LegalZoom and do it yourself, or you can get yourself an attorney to do it. All you got to do is look around. There's different types of attorneys that can do it for you, but those things are so important that you know that. And make sure you got medical insurance, you know, and make sure the kid is taken care of. You can do all that. You save yourself a lot of headache. And try your best to be disciplined. What I mean by that is not fucking other women.
Right.
And if you gotta fuck another woman, fuck them and leave them. Don't fuck them, have a side bitch.
Right, yeah.
Now, I'm talking to you like I would talk to my son. Don't fuck them, have a side bitch. Because once a girl catch you cheating, and women today, depending on their mindset too, right, they consider everything cheating. If you go on Instagram, put a heart on a picture, right? Uh-huh. These hoes are so weak-minded, they'll say, you motherfucker cheating. Mm-hmm. Then you got some women that go through your phone, see that you got pictures from all different types of women. They'll screenshot it, right? Hold on to it. And when you get in an argument, they'll send you pictures of the bitches that sent you pictures. They don't kept this shit in their archives.
Right. Yeah.
And then some women won't even let you go. Like, bitch, leave. Like, I'm done. You ain't gotta fuck with me. You don't trust me? Leave. And a female was like, well, I just want you to fix it. Well, fix what? You don't trust me. You're going to have this for the rest of your life. And I'll tell anyone that's listening to this, if you dealing with a guy, you can't trust him. And guys, if you got a woman and you don't trust her, it's best to find somebody else. But you know what the problem is? Most people are afraid to find someone else.
Right. Yeah.
They are. They don't think that they can meet anybody else. It's 7 billion motherfucking people on this earth.
Yeah.
7 billion. I ain't never had a problem meeting another motherfucker ever in my life. You know, never. You know, so, you know, that's one thing. You know, how Jay-Z said, I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one.
Mm-hmm.
Real shit. But that's what you got to do with having this child.
Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess, I mean, like, as far as, you know, I definitely agree with, you know, all the things you said. And, you know, as far as, like, so, like, you know, that shit is just kind of a waste of time. It's too much juggling, especially when you got a lot of stuff going on at work.
Right.
And I guess my question is, where I'm at this point is, you know, just trying to find, you know, I'm in a, you know, real estate sales business, so I'm super, super busy at work. Mm-hmm. And obviously just starting, you know, just pretty much getting the family started is,
right.
You know, how do I necessarily juggle both without seeming like, because I think women's favorite thing to fall on is, oh, you make time for what you want to make time for.
Right.
Not understanding that if I just had a long, you know, stressful day at work or whatever the case is, it's not that I make time for what I want to make time for, but sometimes I need to sit in a room for an hour by myself.
Yeah, because decompress. You got to decompress. Mm-hmm. I agree. And it's a gift and a curse, right? If you didn't work, you would meet a bitch that say, "Are you lazy? You don't do nothing." Mm-hmm. Your girl met a motherfucker that do something and stood at time. So here's two things: one, you have to decompress. Or three, first you got to communicate, and you tell the person, "Listen, let's make time for you, but every now and then you got to let me come home and decompress and chill for a minute, like a peace of mind." Three, there's a powerful word called schedule. Mm-hmm. All you got to do is make a schedule, meaning you look at your calendar, you say, on this particular day I want to take you out. On this particular day I want to do this. On this particular day, baby, I really want to rest, but I want to show you that, like, you know, like date night, that type of thing.
Right. Yeah.
So this next Saturday, honey, we're going to the movies. Babe, on this particular day we're going to go bowling. Babe, this day, you know what we're going to do? Let's go to the park and do. As long as you have it scheduled out and also leave room in there that things can happen, like I could get sick, I could get flu, there could be a personal situation. Like don't hold me hostage to what I say. I'm making this effort, but if things come up, because something could come up on her part, something on your part, no one judges the other person and say, "Oh, you did this, you did that." You don't want to do that. And I think that's how you win. If you say we're going to schedule things.
Right. I think, you know, I do think that physically writing this shit out and maybe put this on the refrigerator might help.
Yeah, but it will help because you can see it.
Right.
And you put on the calendar, date with wife or date with my baby. Make sure you put words like that, date with my baby.
Yeah. Because I feel like, you know, I just find myself, and I think maybe it's just a woman thing, and maybe they, you know, they got their certain ways they feel about men, but I just find myself saying the exact same thing every single day about things that are subject to change. Things, you know, this could happen, this could happen, this could happen, and it's just kind of like, you know, now so now I end up not only not spending time with the family, but also I end up losing out at work because I'm thinking about the disagreement or the argument or whatever that we just had when I
always believe Yeah, I also believe that when a man is getting money and you got a job that's a hustle, you shouldn't be married or you shouldn't be in a relationship because it is a distraction. Say, when niggas really getting it, and I see you getting it, you can't be distracted. Because what you're talking about will knock you off your square. So you got to communicate immediately and put that on the refrigerator. Have a conversation with her. Because what women will keep poking, right? They keep poking. Now you don't want to fuck her no more. You don't even look at her the same. Because men do not like to be aggravated. So girls start saying, oh, you don't touch me, romantic. In your mind, you want to touch them, but physically, you burnt out because you on work out mentally, bitch, that I can't even get an erection for you. Because you complain every fucking day over nothing. I come straight home. I ain't gambling. I ain't in the streets. I ain't never no homie's house. I go to work. I come straight to the house. And they still complain not knowing how well they have it. So you take the first step. You tell you love her. You're going to communicate.
Okay, I think I lost you.
Yeah, no. I was just thinking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, I think, it's just, like, these are things that I've tried before, but it's just kind of like, and I think it's just a woman thing, right? I've never really been in a serious relationship, so it's a lot of, like, immaturity on my part, too. But it's just kind of like, I feel like I do 95 to 80, I do a lot of things right? But it's just certain things from an emotional standpoint that I feel like I don't have it figured out yet.
Right. But and you'll grow, it'll come to you as you grow. And it's based on her, too, because if you could find a great relationship with a girl, and ladies, you find a great guy, if you got great communication skills, nobody's petty. Because some relationships is, the reason why they have problems because somebody's petty, yo. Somebody is, like, on a high school fucking level, complaining about shit that you looking at like, are we really fucking arguing over something so stupid? And you know what an emotional bitch should do? You have to let me be me. You have to let me get this off my chest so I need to. And you looking at this person like, it's not that fucking serious.
Yeah.
You gotta be fucking kidding me that we arguing over this. And that's what scares me about women. The pettiness. Or they're not financially ready, or if they are financially ready, they mentally not prepared. Women can date out their league as well, because a girl can have a bad body, be beautiful, but her mind is not prepared for a handsome nigga or a nigga that other bitches like. So these girls will go on your Instagram and troll through your Instagram and look at certain women, I guess women who are intimidating or women they think they're attracted to, that they think that's attractive, and put emojis and hearts and under your name or in there. So the person that you don't even speak to no motherfucking more can say, oh, they married, or to spark that person into reaching out to them to have a conversation. Because some women look for trouble. And then when you check a female, now all of a sudden you're a bully. But you the one that brought this up. I don't even speak to these hoes. And you going back 5-6 years on my IG, I respect you and cutting down your page because that's one less thing you got to worry about with a female. You don't want to deal with that because you work, you're a handsome guy, you don't want nobody, you don't want your girl saying, oh, you took a picture with somebody at the office and she attractive, and then she following the bitch, like, he's got a baby, he's doing this, he's doing that. Man, please.
Also, I just wanted to try, I guess, really bring one more thing to the conversation. A lot of times, like if we do have disputes and shit, a lot of times it's based off of me probably not having the best day, and she feels like that I should talk to her about those type of problems. But I don't know. I just feel like the more you talk about your problems, the more of a problem they become. So,
or they use it back on you later.
Right, exactly. So I think that's also. I mean, and I don't know if that's just communication, whatever the case is, but sometimes I really don't want to talk to her about certain stuff because I don't feel like she'll understand it.
She won't understand it. She won't understand it. You could try, but she won't. And depending on her mindset, depending on her maturity, if she's not mature, right, she's going to bring it back around and say, well, that's why you have problems here at the house. Because remember the job situation, you did X, Y, and Z. Well, you're not noticing what you're doing there, and you're doing it here at the same house, and that's why you wasn't able to do X, Y, blah, 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 blah. And you
hold it over your head.
And holding it over your head. So what you got to do is when you come in, try to decompress, but leave your problems at the job.
For sure.
Do you work out?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I've slipped a little bit. I don't go to the gym as much. I'm still in.
If you stay in the gym,
I gotta
go to the gym and run or punch a bag or lift weights. It'll help you when you're coming home because you'll have something to burn that extra energy off.
What's funny? I know that. Right. I noticed two things too. Whatever I don't do, either working out or I don't read. It just feel like I'm not in the best mood. Reading and working out, I just feel like those two things together when I was doing those things consistently.
Right.
Like nothing really affected me. Like, well, I ain't gonna say nothing, but you get what I'm saying. Like,
so you know what you're saying, right? You don't hear I'll tell you what just happened. You ready? So your problem, and that's not a major problem, it's a small problem. You're not in alignment with yourself. So the situation has taken you out your lane. So you got to get back in the gym and you got to start making time to read. But really, it's hard, It's really hard being a great husband or a great boyfriend because you're pulled so many ways. You ever notice that when people get in relationships, they get fat? They stop working out because you can't do every motherfucking thing.
Yeah.
You try to take care of the young lady, trying to take care of the kid. You're trying to work. The last thing you got in your mind is hitting the gym. So you got to schedule what time of the day you want to work out. You got to schedule what the day that you really going to give her a lot of time. And since she's your partner, she has to be your partner. She has to understand everything that you're doing. That's what you tell her. Say, I'm doing this. I'm making a schedule so I can make sure that I give you the type of time that you want because I love you. And she should say yes to that. And you put it on the calendar. Yeah, I'm going to put this on the calendar in about a week or so. Once I figure out the dates and what I want to do here, and I'm going to post it, babe. And I want you to look at it. And when we got a date night, I need you to be ready at this particular time. But remember, if something does come up, don't be so disappointed that you're yelling and screaming at me because some things happen in life. I think you'll be okay.
Wow.
And then you got to schedule the baby because something you're going to have to get up and walk the baby, yo. Believe me, I used to do it. I used to get up and walk my babies. I ain't play. I love my kids. When they mom sleep, I get the baby up and walk with my baby. Sure did. And the thing that's most important, because I want you to be connected to your child forever, make sure under no circumstances that you don't miss the day the child being born. And watch where I'm going.
Oh, never.
No, watch where I'm going now. I want you to be the man that cut the biblical cord. Once you cut the biblical cord, you will be connected connected to that child for a life. It's a bond that I cannot explain.
Right.
But once you cut that biblical cord, y'all connected. Believe me when I tell you that. Mm-hmm. And you will be a great dad. You will always be concerned. Make sure you save your money. Make sure you follow the things that I have suggested to you. And I think that you would truly, truly have a great outcome. Because, see, I wish everybody had a TK.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish everybody had a TK on their shoulder. Because, I had to learn by trial and error. I ain't have a TK.
Right.
I had to make mistakes and do this and do that. And thank God that, I was able to survive and stay on track.
Yeah. And I think, and I have grown and learned a lot since listening to your show, because I feel like, even, throughout the last couple of months, as far as like me actually going through the situation and not really, talking to you or talking to anybody else, like a lot of times it's weird, but like I get a better advice or better, direction from like older women. Like it's no men who like live life that can actually give me direction, I felt like.
Right.
Because I look at their result, and it's kind of like hard to. I'm not saying I think you can learn something from everybody, right?
Right.
But, I haven't really had a lot of adults or like men who've actually lived and navigated through life that can actually share stuff from their perspective.
Right.
So I feel like you brought a lot of value from that.
Oh, thank you, my man. I didn't really know how important this show was, fam, because I think about how I really didn't want to do it at first.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a year to say yes to this shit.
Right.
Because like I say all the time, when he was asking me to do it, I didn't even know what a podcast was. I was saying iPod. All these niggas want me to do an iPod and shit like that. I was like, I ain't got time to do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I ain't got time to do that. And something I was going to say, he was talking. Oh, how's your credit, Sam?
My credit's pretty decent.
Okay.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
So the fans that's listening, the thing that I told everybody last year going into this year, I'm going to start stressing credit. Mm-hmm. Credit and life insurance this year. I want people to start getting their credit good, and I want to make sure I start getting men and women insured over the next 10 years. My goal is to get at least 2 million people, if not more, life insurance or some type of burial insurance or medical insurance to protect themselves to create generational wealth.
That's so important.
That's so important. And like I tell people, when you go through the neighborhoods and you see some white people in them big-ass buildings and maybe a few blacks here and there, everybody ain't go to college.
Mm-hmm.
That's why people, you can either go to my website, official tkirkland.com, and look for credit. And I want you to call this young lady named Cheryl Anderson. She is an expert, on getting people's credit together. She'll explain to you from A to Z what to do and get it right. Because I'm tired of men who living with women because their name ain't on the lease. Or men who are driving around cars, right? But they cheating and the car's in the girl's name. And now the girl is looking for you like a repo man because one of her girlfriends on store, a bitch in the car with you, and the girl for your plate.
Yeah. You said
or
her name was
fight.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, or the guy put a car in his name, the bitch got a nigga in his car. So everybody got to start getting credit in their own name and taking it very, very seriously. That's so important, That credit thing is so important. And as the months go on, we'll start talking about life insurance. To my fans do stand-up comedy on November 9th. I'm way going. February 9th. I'm in at the Daniel Beach Casino in Florida. It's going to be a great show with a young comedian named Razor and Larry Dog, right? I'm doing that, so that's November 9th. But early that day, I'm doing a march with Trayvon Martin's family, the Trayvon Martin gentleman who got murdered a couple of years ago. I'm the keynote speaker. for that particular event. So it's free. We want everybody to come through and show support for one of our fallen young men who died by that man Zimmerman, who was still walking the streets and all that. And when I deal with this, like I talk politically correct, so I don't hurt nobody's feelings or people think I want to kill the man. So just come to the walk. You just go on my Instagram page, TK_Kirkland, KIRKLAND, and you'll see all the information for the walk and then the comedy show that night. And then on the 12th, you will find me in New York City at Cafe Salsa with the Rob Stapleton in the Bronx. And that show, if anybody knows about it, is free. It's off the chain. It's a pre-Valentine's Day event that you're going to love. And it's just something that we give back to the people in New York City. Good people, good food, great atmosphere. And then I'll shoot back down to Miami on the 14th just to relax for a couple of days. And then you'll see me at the Comedy Theater in Norcross, Georgia, February 28th through the 1st. And I just keep doing what I live. What city do you live in?
I'm in Detroit.
All right, Detroit. I'm doing the Punchline in Detroit, so I'm gonna give you tickets to the show.
Okay. I came and saw you. I missed the last show you was here, but I came and saw you. Was it 2017? I think it was in like around Sweetest Day or something like that.
Right. I think it was at the music hall.
Yeah, it was at the music hall.
Yeah, it was at the music hall. Yeah, so I'm recording my album in Detroit on April 4th at the Punchline. My new album, I'm calling it Player to Player, Pimp to Pimp. So I chose that city just the other day to do my album. So it's a thing that I've been doing over the last couple of years because I own my own comedy label. So I'm just building a catalog over the next 10, 15 years because a lot of comedians don't take the time to put a catalog together. They go around the country for years and do comedy. They got a special out and do this, but they don't have a catalog of comedy where you can have an extra avenue of income coming in. And to the people about my Netflix special, I know that shit is late because, I shot my Netflix special a year ago. So I hooked up with this attorney, and the attorney did not do what he said he was going to do. So now we are in not a bitter situation. He's really trying to make it up for this 12 months, really too late, because this shit still should have been out. So we'll see what happens this year, because, I put up my own money for it, to film it, to get it right, and I just hate in the public's eye, I look like I'm a liar. So my book, because of this attorney, my special, because of this attorney, having a hole, but it's something I got to deal with, bite the bullet, take it on the chin, but something I got to deal with in my world. So don't forget, this is my cell phone number too. You stay in touch. I got tickets for you April 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. I think it's 4 days. And we'll rock it out.
Okay. I appreciate you.
All right. So stay focused. I hope you can remember everything that we talked about. But as long as you communicate, as long as you put that shit up on your refrigerator.
Right.
And listen, the day that the baby's born, I want you to don't bring them little fucking flowers they have in the hospital. I want you to find a florist, right? And bring 24 long white stem roses and 24 white balloons. Remember that. 24.
I'm writing it down right now.
Yep. White long stem roses. You got time to look for them. You even got to have them shipped in. But somewhere in Michigan, you should be able to get that. Long white stem roses and 24 white balloons. And watch when you walk in the room. Watch when you get up the elevator. The women, everybody going to be looking about, wow. And you just remember me, nigga. You're going to be like, yo, thank you, T, to the motherfucking gang. That's what you do. And she'll love that. It'll just make everything so beautiful. And her father's there. Her mom is in the room. They're going to really, your stock going to go up with them as well, because it shows that you really care about her and that baby.
Mhm.
Now, you have insurance on your wife?
Yeah, we haven't combined. We haven't got married yet. I mean, we're engaged.
Well, I mean, that's your wife, but do you have insurance on her yet?
No.
Because here's the thing that people forget. I have to bring this up before I get off the phone with you. You know, a lot of people take birth like it's just simple and easy, but sometimes women die on the table.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so if you could try to get something in the next week or so, it doesn't take that long to get her insured, just in case you. I know people might say, "Oh, that's rude. That's fucked up." They think like that, but you gotta think like that because it can happen.
Right. No, I agree. I just had. That's why I respect what you're saying, and I know you probably got to run here, but
no. Take off. Well, you good.
That's why I respect doing with the, obviously with the credit, that's really super important, and also the life insurance. Like I just had two relatives, aunt and a grandmother, pass this week.
Mm-hmm.
But because we had, life insurance, it's we're not stressing about, covering expenses and stuff like that. But how we didn't, it'll be a completely different ballgame because not a lot of people, save money or a lot of people in a position to chip in. So,
or they don't think they're going to die.
Exactly, and that little petty, you spend, $20 to $60 a month. You spend that on, you'll be surprised that you spend that on a month.
Yep.
So I think people shouldn't really focus on that initial, whatever they spend it monthly. Just look at it like it's an investment and not being not being insensitive about death. But I mean,
because we live in this motherfucker. And the thing that I want people to understand is a lot of insurance companies. You pick who you want. And when you ask for the insurance company, you ask them after almost the end of your term, do you surrender the account? A lot of people don't know what this means, so let me put you up on game. Surrender your account means, let's say you are doing $60 a month. Let's use that as a term. So for 9 years, you're putting $60 a month away, right? When you surrender your account, they give you your money back, dog.
Oh.
Every dime that you put in there over the 10 years, you get every penny back.
Oh,
And, I mean, they take the taxes out, but they give you every penny back. But you got to be smart. Watch what I'm going to tell you. They give you your money back, but then they want you to be smart. You want to sign up for another 10 years, right?
Yeah.
They want you to sign up another 10 years because you don't want to be not insured.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be walking around here a human and not be worth anything. That's like the dumbest thing in the world, to have zero value on your life.
Okay.
So you got to take out the insurance, and you got to leave it to somebody, but you never leave anybody the principal. You always leave them the interest. And you take it up with an attorney, explain to them, you take whatever, okay, I don't give a fuck, $5,000. You put that shit away, and that's on level the interest. Even though I really think that number's a little disappointing, you can let somebody keep $5,000. But if the numbers are high, you put that away and let them live off the interest, because whether it's $5,000, whether it's $1 million or $10 million, if you don't have it set up as a trust, or that person's not smart, they're gonna run through it.
Okay. So I got a question. I know there's not a life insurance seminar, but my question is, like, when you do that, when you say, okay, I just want to give them you said the principal or the interest?
You give them the interest. You set it up, revocable trust, and you have a will. The will will say to you where you want your money to go, right? Your attorney has set everything up about revocable trust, that when you die, the insurance money goes straight into the trust of you that you named and it's set up already. The trust, based on what you said in your will, tells everybody who gets what over the next 10, 20 years. And then when they die, they pass that money on to, exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. Sense.
And then if you, depending on how much money you got saved, then you tell your accountant or the people who are doing your will, you want to do what you call a dynasty trust, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the tax bracket situation now is high now. So they take 30 to 40% of when you die.
Mm-hmm.
All right? But in the dynasty trust, once you pass, they can't touch taxes for 350 years.
Oh.
So that money grows for 350 years. That's 2-3 generations, yo.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm kind of smart.
Right. No, that's some hell of a knowledge. I mean, I had no idea. I mean, I just hear life insurance and the amount, but you never really look into it to really know, exactly what you can do with it. But
right. Yeah. So since you read a lot, you just start reading up on it so you get better knowledge. Start talking to people. You can always call me, and I can put you in touch with the right people and all that, and you start rocking from there.
Well, okay.
Got my number. See you April 4th.
All right. Appreciate you, man.
All right, one second. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the TK Kirkland podcast. As always, I hope that we have learned something from my show, because all I try to do is just be honest and tell all you guys the truth. And may you live your life to the fullest. May you apply the things that I say from my heart to your life to better your life. And make sure that you accomplish something today. It's the TK Kirkland podcast. God bless. My man, I'll see you around the world.
Make sure you follow TK Kirkland on Instagram at TK_Kirkland for more information about upcoming events and more. Visit www.officialtkkirkland.com.
This episode of the TK Kirkland Show was produced by Chris Thomas, executively produced by Charlemagne the God. This is an official Loudspeakers Network production. Speakers Network production. Speakers Network production. Speakers Network production. Speakers Network production. Speakers